Hi everybody, Judy Parcell here. Hey, I came up with some great ideas, and it's kind of funny about me. A lot of people do journaling and they stamp and they use this and they use that, and I go, oh, that's just not my type of art. But here I am easing into this in my own way. And this that you're looking at on my table is a greeting card. And how I made it was with tracing paper, and that's 9 by 12, so I cut it down to 8.5 by 11 so it would fit in my inkjet printer, and I made a file in Photoshop of some journal writing that one of my very distant relatives did. I have a bunch of old journals that are falling apart, but they used to practice their handwriting. So this is one of them, and this one has a history lesson on it. I can't read all the words, but it was so beautiful. So I printed it on the tracing paper, and this is, of course, a landscape type card. Now the flowers I did on a separate piece of paper, and then all I'm going to do with that is double stick them and leave them loose like that. I really, really like that. Now there's a contrast here between the old days and today. Now, this is a landscape. This is a portrait. And I did this. This is all hand painted and squiggled. And instead of drawing one black line, I doubled my black lines. And it made it far more stringy and loose, kind of like handwriting. So I just made up this plant, whatever it is. And inside, I took another piece of tracing paper and cut it to the same size. And I had sprinkled alcohol ink all over it. Now you can see the writing through. And then on the back, I took one of those little flowers and I put my logo on there. And so this follows all the way through. And I think that's a lovely card. And it's so lacy and delicate, but yet it isn't. So you could write a whole letter in here if you wanted. You've got lots of room. I don't see putting any kind of a greeting on it. I'm going to let that part of the creativity go to the person that buys this card. Anyway, I kind of wanted to share this with you. I had a lot of fun doing it. I'm getting ready to put these in the galleries. They are one-of-a-kind card, and I'll show you some others. This is, I think I've talked about this before. I stamped this envelope. There I am stamping. And then I went over it with gel pens because the stamp wasn't very clear, but I thought it was pretty to put a little accent on my envelope. And here's the card. Now, what I plan on doing with the card is putting a insert on the inside, and it will be loose, and it's going to be made of cardstock, and it'll be loose, and they can write their message and then just slip it inside. This is made with cheesecloth and some gift wrap tissue. If you look right there, you'll see the sparkles. And then I laid on some of my own artwork I created on tracing paper. And then this is a napkin. And either way, if I don't put my logo on here, people can decide which is the front of the card. See that? So this is leaving it very versatile. There's another stamp. Put it in that area. Here's another card. I stamped a hummingbird in here. Same idea. Both sides give you a different way. You can do it either way you want to do it. Gives the buyer a choice. This was a little bit different. I don't know if I'm going to put it on the market, but I wanted to show it to you. I have geraniums that I grow, and this is an actual leaf that was dried out. I soaked it in water, flattened it out, glued it on this piece of cardboard or cardstock, and that had been treated. It had been gel printed. It was a gel print, and just left it like that, and then made a margin, and this is just a plain card. I need to put a logo on the back of that. This is a different one. This is using both my alcohol ink and napkins that you buy. I'm always looking for napkins. You do it either way, doesn't matter. Now these are going to be at the Trading Post in Lewiston. I think I'm going to start with her. I'll have it in a little box on the counter. Or it'll be at her Gold Rush Jewelers, either one. I put little gold sparkles on this, pen and ink work. This is all that same glue and, did I do this? Glue and cheesecloth. Yeah, glue and cheesecloth. It makes a really stiff card, and then I stamped it in there and made it really very different, and it'll have an insert in it to write in. I did this card, and this one was different. This is tracing paper, and I dropped alcohol ink all over it, and then what I could find in it I drew with pen and ink, and I tore it all out like here and just put it on a regular 5x7 card. And then here's another one I did, and that instead of my logo, I just put that right there. I thought that was neat. I really like this card. And I have one last one to show you, and this one I think I talked about in another video, is threads from my grandmother's sewing box. These are very old, and this is some of the geranium petals that were dried. They won't turn color, and this little flecky stuff is tea, and that is done with the same method of using it's this one. I gotta feel it to see. This is tracing paper. That's all this is. That turned out really good. When you apply the glue to it, it stiffens them up. It's really quite nice. Anyway, I wanted to kind of share that with you. And like I said, I think they will be at the Trading Post in Lewiston. Or she may end up putting them in Gold Rush Jewelers. I don't know. She and I have to talk about that. Thank you for joining me in my studio. And I hope you have a great day. And if it's kind of nice outside, we're going to have a storm. Take a walk. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.